Good evening, friends. I hope you all are fine, all friends and our viewers. So, the weekend is near, as today is Friday, 18th of August. So, before the weekend starts, let's uh, let's see one more chapter of accountancy, which is accounting terms basic. मतलब accounts में जो भी हमारे basics होते हैं. And this book is written by one of my friends and a very known author. So like yesterday we discussed AR journal entries. So today let's focus on accounting terms. So if we talk about accounting terms, it starts with capital, drawings, liabilities, and there's one more concept in accounting. Like if you are familiar with the 11th class accounting, so इसमें like there's one more concept. It is called accounting equation. And what is accounting equation? Accounting equation is defined as assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. मतलब एक अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन जो ये कहती है कि एक बिजनेस के जो भी एसेट्स होते हैं वो उसकी लाइबिलिटीज़ प्लस कैपिटल दोनों को ऐड करके दोनों के सम के बराबर होने चाहिए. सो एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू लाइबिलिटीज़ प्लस कैपिटल. So here now let's start with the first term, capital. What is capital? Capital is defined as the owner's equity or net worth. कि मतलब किसी ने जो बिजनेस में जो पैसा लगाया, इन्वेस्ट किया, उसको बोलते हैं कैपिटल. And then we talk about drawings. What is drawings? Drawings is the amount withdrawn for personal use by the owner. मतलब एक बिजनेस के ओनर ने जो भी अपने पर्सनल यूज़ के लिए पैसा विड्रॉ किया और नॉट फॉर ऑफिशियल यूज़, ओनली फॉर पर्सनल हाउस होल्ड यूज़, उसको बोलते हैं ड्राइंग्स. Okay, so now the next term we have is liabilities. Liabilities भी दो तरह की होती हैं, like current and non-current liabilities. What are current liabilities? Current liabilities are those which have to be paid within a period of 12 months or you can say 1 year. मतलब जिनका एक साल तक का टाइम होता है कि एक साल तक पे हो जानी चाहिए. जैसे creditors. Who are creditors? Creditors are those from whom a business has bought goods on credit, purchased goods on credit. So जिनसे भी क्रेडिट पे कोई माल लिया हो, कोई सामान लिया हो, so those are called creditors. So creditors, bills payable, short term loans, all these come under the category current liabilities. And non-current उसी का opposite. Non-current will be those liabilities which are payable after a period of 1 year. कि मतलब जो एक साल के बाद एक बिजनेस एंटिटी पे कर सकती है. दोज आर नॉन करंट लाइबिलिटीज, मीन लॉन्ग टर्म लाइबिलिटीज़. और इसके एग्जांपल्स लाइक लॉन्ग टर्म लोन्स, डिबेंचर्स, बॉन्ड्स, जो गवर्नमेंट जैसे बॉन्ड्स इशू करती है. सो दीज आर नॉन करंट लाइबिलिटीज़. एंड देन वी हैव एसेट्स. एसेट्स इज ऑल्सो लाइक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट and the most important like thing of any like household or owner, क्योंकि एसेट्स डिफाइन द फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन. सो एसेट्स जितने भी ज़्यादा होंगे एक कंपनी के या किसी इंडिविजुअल के, सो वी कैन से दैट द बिजनेस इज इन सॉल्वेंट पोजीशन. सो एसेट्स आर डिफाइंड, आर कैटेगराइज्ड इनटू करंट एसेट्स, फिक्स्ड एसेट्स. नाउ व्हाट आर करंट एसेट्स? Current assets are those which are convertible into cash within 12 months, like stock, inventories, debtors, bill receivable. Debtors is just the opposite of creditor. Like creditors are those from whom the company has bought goods on credit, but debtors are those to whom we have sold on credit. मतलब जिस कस्टमर को क्रेडिट पे जैसे कोई माल बेचा हो ना उधार, सो ही इज कॉल्ड डेटर. समवन हु हैज परचेज्ड गुड्स ऑन क्रेडिट. So we can also say that debtors are those to whom a company or a business has sold goods on credit. And now comes fixed assets. What are fixed assets? Fixed assets are those which are convertible into cash after 1 year. कि जो भी assets होते हैं जो एक साल से ज़्यादा एक business को benefit provide करते हैं, like land and building, furniture, fixture, plant and machinery, all these, or goodwill. So fixed assets are also further divided into two types. So tangible. What are tangible? Which you can see, like land and building, machinery, computer, furniture and fixture, all these. So whichever assets we can see come under tangible assets. And intangible opposite, those which we cannot see but they still exist, like goodwill, patents, copyright, trademark, all these are intangible assets. And now comes fictitious asset. Which are fictitious asset? Those which are neither tangible nor intangible, but they are the losses not written off in the year in which they are incurred. मतलब जो ना टेंजिबल हो ना इंटेंजिबल, बट दोज लॉसेस जो राइट ऑफ नहीं हुए एक साल में, like discount or loss on issue of debentures, preliminary expense, all these. Now expense is the cost incurred for generating revenue, like office and administration, selling and distribution expenses, establishment, salary, rent, electricity, या फॉर जनरेटिंग रेवेन्यू. मतलब सपोज लाइक यू हैव अ शॉप, सो उस शॉप में भी हमें लाइक बिजनेस करने के लिए, सेल्स करने के लिए कुछ खर्चे करने होते हैं ना, जैसे सैलरी टू द लेबर, रेंट टू द लैंडलॉर्ड, कोई रेंट पे जैसे हमने शॉप ले रखी हो, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, जो भी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज़ हो रही है शॉप में, जैसे टीवी, एसी, लाइट्स एट्सेट्रा, ऑल दिस. And now comes the income, the opposite of expense. What is income? Income is the profit earned during the period, like revenue minus expense. जो भी मतलब एक बिजनेस को प्रॉफिट हुआ means revenue minus expense, so that comes under income. Now what is gross profit? Gross profit is the revenue from sales and services rendered over its direct cost, and gross profit is debited to which account? Trading account. Gross profit will always be debited to an account called trading account in the financial statement. Like in financial statements we have trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. So gross profit is always debited to trading account, and net profit is shown on the and net profit is what is the difference between the income earned from the operating activities of the business minus indirect expense, and net profit is transferred to profit and loss account, while gross profit is transferred to trading account. Now what is gain? Gain is a profit of irregular or non-recurrent nature. It is a profit that arises from transaction which are the operating activities of the business but not in recurring nature, like gain on sale of fixed assets or investment. मतलब जो भी गेन हुआ विच इज़ ऑफ इरेगुलर और नॉन रेकरेंट नेचर, जो होता है बट नॉट एवरी मंथ और नॉट ऑफन, सो डैट इज़ कॉल्ड गेन विच अराइजेज फ्रॉम ट्रांजैक्शंस विच आर नॉट इन रेकरिंग नेचर बट इन नॉन रेकरिंग नेचर. लाइक गेन ऑन सेल ऑफ फिक्स्ड एसेट, जैसे रेयरली कभी साल में एक दो बार कोई फिक्स्ड एसेट बेच दिया तो उस पर जो भी गेन हो रहा हो, उस पर जो भी इनकम हो रही हो, सो डैट प्रॉफिट हो रहा हो, सो डैट इज़ कॉल्ड गेन. And now we have loss. What is loss? Loss is the excess of expense over its revenues for a certain period. Now comes receipt. What is receipt? Receipt is defined as capital and revenue in nature. So where revenue comes recurring in one accounting year again and again, and capital receipts means by which an amount is received by long-term investments or sale of fixed assets. These are called receipts. मतलब जो भी amount receive हुआ by long-term investment or sale of fixed asset, that is called receipt. Then we have expenditure. What is expenditure? Expenditure is defined as capital and expenditure is also defined as capital and revenue in nature. Those capital expenditure कौन सा होगा? Where revenue comes recurring in one accounting year again and again. मतलब जो भी revenue एक accounting year में again and again हो रहा हो, या so that is of capital nature. And capital expenditure means which are done once in a year but its benefit are for long term purpose, like purchase of fixed assets and long term investment, all these. मतलब जो expenditure साल में एक बार कर रहे हैं but benefit is for a long purpose, so these are called, so that comes under capital expenditure. And what is revenue? Revenue means which is recurring in one accounting year again and again, that is called revenue expenditure. Now comes purchases. What is purchases? Which includes cash and credit, both types of purchases. Okay, so now purchase return. Purchase return will be if we have purchased something from a vendor, but now we want to return it because of any reason, like say the good is wrong or faulty or damaged, whatever. So if the customer wants to return that goods, it's called purchase return. And what is sales? Sales include the cash and credit, both type of sales. Suppose a customer says, I can pay, okay, I will pay right now, just say like show किसी भी, like when we go to a restaurant or to buy groceries, so we pay hand to hand, so that is called cash sale. And credit, what is credit? If the customer says that I'm taking the goods today buying, but I'll surely pay you later, not today but I'll surely pay you later, so this is credit sales. But what is sales return? Sales return is some product which is returned by the customer. And then we have debtors and creditors. Who is a debtor? Debtor is a person who owes money to a firm. Well, like suppose a customer has bought goods on credit, so he owes money to that business entity, so this is called debtor. And who is creditor? Creditor is the person to whom money is owed by a firm. Like suppose we have bought goods on credit from from any vendor, say any furniture shop, so we have to pay to them, so they are our creditor because we have to pay to them. Or any or any outstanding bill, suppose electricity, gas, so the vendor to whom we have to make the payment, like BSES, IGL, these comes under creditor. And then we have outstanding expense. What are outstanding expenses? The expenses which have been incurred or due but not been paid. These are called outstanding expense. Suppose like an expense is due in March but not paid till 31st March and still pending till April, so this is outstanding expense. But what is prepaid expense? Just the opposite of it. Prepaid expense means the expenses which have been paid in advance, and these are shown on asset side in the balance sheet because हमने वो एक्सपेंस एडवांस में पे कर दिए, सो इट्स एन एसेट फॉर अस. बट व्हाट इज आउटस्टैंडिंग? but what is the accounting treatment of outstanding expense? It will be shown in the liability side because it's a liability. It was due last month but still not paid, so that's why outstanding expense is shown in the liability side. So for the remaining accounting terms, let's connect in the next video. Goodbye, have a nice day.